Good day, everyone. Today we are back in the kitchen and we are working with tallow. In our family, we eat a lot of hamburger, so we always store the fat and the drippings that come off of it. We take those drippings, we will store them in a mason jar, such as this, and then I will do different things with those. I will make suet cakes, for example, and give it to our chickens or the wild birds. We have a video. If you want to check that out, feel free to. And today we're going to do something else with it. I'm going to be taking a jar of tallow and I'm going to be rendering it so that we can use it again for other cooking purposes. When it's all said and done, this is how it will come out. This was my last batch. As you can see, this is beautiful white. This has no extra water in here whatsoever. And when you smell this, it doesn't smell icky, nothing like that. It is perfectly ready for use. I just store it in the refrigerator until I'm there. I've always labeled and dated them. Now for this, we are starting with our jar of I melted the tallow, as you can see. Now, of course, this has all the particulate in there, crumbs and everything. Now that this is melted, I'm going to take it out of this jar and I'm going to pour it in this big pan here. Alright, so once that's melted, I've taken that mason jar and I've dumped the contents right into my big pan here, as you can see. And that was 1 quart that we had saved, melted, and now it's in here. I've got my heat on right now. I've got it on like medium, and I want to get this nice and hot before I add our water cornstarch solution that we're going to clean this with. So while this is heating up and getting warm, I've got over here a 1/2 cup of water. There's my mark, 1/2 cup. And I'm going to take 4 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I'm going to mix that in here. Alright, so I've dumped my 4 tablespoons of cornstarch in there. I've got to mix it up, but you can see the last of the mounds right there. And I'm starting to get some boils on this, some bubbles, I mean. So this is a good sign. The heat is coming. You want to definitely get this solution in when it's hot. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this together so it'll be nice and ready. Just going to look, like white water when you're ready. And you're going to get all the lumps out of it. Alright, so you can see I'm getting a lot more bubbles and it's making a lot of sound right now. So I'm going to go ahead and dump my solution in. This has only been on the heat for about 3 minutes or so. So here's our solution. Our 1/2 cup water, 4 tablespoons cornstarch. We add it in, just like that. Everything calms down. And let me get this out of the way. Okay. Now, most reactions are to dive in here, start mixing, doing something. We want to just let this sit for a minute. It's going to obviously start to get its heat back again, and that's fine. But we're going to let this sit, and I'm taking my heat down to like a medium, just under a medium to a medium low. And we're going to let that sit. Generally, I'm going to give it at least 5 minutes before I come in here with my spatula and I start mixing it up. And what it will do is all of the cornstarch solution you added in there is going to pull all the crumbs and junk that you want to remove to itself. So you'll end up with nice clean tallow, and then all the other stuff will just combine and you'll have multiple pieces in the end. You'll see that shortly with this batch here. So right now it's doing its thing. And you want to look at the clock. I'm at 3:26. So in about 5 minutes, I'm going to dive in here and start stirring this and seeing where we're at. We are back, and as you can see, it is bubbling, making all kinds of sounds, and it looks like this on top. It doesn't look like oil. You can see all the cornstarch mixture here and all this junk. So We're going to come in now. It's been doing its thing. We're going to start to pull away this from the sides, and we should reveal lovely, beautiful looking oil again underneath. Oh, look at that. There it is. As you see, this has been just cleaning our oil. This is very hot, so you do not want to get popped by it. Alright, I'm taking my spatula and I'm going around the sides of my pan. This cornstarch is not sticking to the sides, it's just floating on the surface as it collects the different particulates. On the bottom of the pan there is some little crumbs that are stuck. I'm gently nudging them off with this rubber spatula, and then they should end up absorbing back into the cornstarch here. And of course when you're done you've got to clean your pan. And, this will pull out most of all that junk that you don't want in there. And what's really cool is when you take this cornstarch out at the end with all the little, say, beef crumbs and whatever, you can dispose of that, compost it, and if you have chickens, you can even give it to your chickens. They like it. It's like a treat for them. So nothing goes to waste, and then you get nice tallow that you can use in your homestead for whatever you're doing. It's perfect when I'm going to grease a pan. If I bake a cake, I like to use that in there as well. Lots of different reuses for tallow. Alright, so I'm just stirring this right now, getting all the little pieces stuck off the side, and I'm letting it continue to cook. Right now I am back to a medium heat. I went back to that shortly after I had told you I was at a medium low. I ended up going back to medium. Just needed a little more heat to keep this going. Okay, I'm going to finish up here. Whoops, fetch that. Funny blooper there. Never had that happen before. Got it back. Just fished it right out. And the handle's not too hot either. Alright, I'll bring you back when the bottom is scraped off. Alright everybody, so as you can see, the oil itself is this beautiful yellow golden oil right there. All the impurities are kind of clumped together. It's got a little bit sticking up right there. You can see different piles. And it's bubbling, but I'm not getting popped. This is not popping out or anything like that. It's very safe in that sense. So this has been about 10 minutes. It's been cooking, 10 to 12 roughly, since we put the cornstarch mixture in. And I am going to turn off the heat right here. And then I'm going to take this pot. It's going to cool down slightly. And what I'm going to do, when this cools down, I'm going to pour this out into this smaller pan, but I'm going to pour it through my sieve here. This is just loose. I'm setting it on top of this pan. The oil will go through here. All my good pure oil is going to go right down into here. This is going to collect all the crumbs that fall out, so it's not in here. Since I'm one-handed doing this, I'm going to put the camera down. I'll bring you right back. Alright, we are back. So we took our pan, poured the oil through the sieve here, caught the cornstarch mixture and all the stuff that it collected. Below that you can see beautiful clean oil there, tallow for us to store and use later. That's nice. This you can compost, you can throw it out for wildlife, whatever, throw it in the garbage, whatever fits your home and what you need. But again, that's just cornstarch, and it collected all the impurities from the stored fat. This is the bottom of our pan. You can see a little bit of that stuck on here, so we're just going to scrape that off. Generally, if you cook this longer, this will get darker in its color, kind of yellow golden. And the bottom of the pan looks like this after that's done. Once you scrape out that little bit, this stuff is on the bottom. So what I do to get this off is I will add hot water, or put water in here, and I'll start to boil this on my stove, just that water. And then I will take, like, this is a nice solid handle turner, metal, and I'll just, with that water boiling, after it loosens this, I just usually scrape a little bit, and that will come right off. So that's the cleanup, and then you can do what you need with that, whether it's compost, chickens, pitch it, whatever. I'm just going to set that there. And now we are to our beautiful oil. So this is what went in that we had stored. We've got it nice, lovely. It almost smells kind of like French fries a little bit. It's got a decent smell, everything lovely. So that I'm going to get a mason jar for, a nice clean one. I'm going to pour it in, and I'm going to store that. So here is that poured oil back in our mason jar, and as you can see, that is beautiful. Now there's not all that junk inside of there. It's this beautiful clear see-through yellow. That is going to get a lid labeled, and then that will go in the refrigerator, and it will chill. And then, of course, your final product from this project will turn out like this. It will be this beautiful, lovely white tallow. There's no water at the bottom. Everything is clean, has a beautiful smell, and then you can use it for whatever your needs are that are for the tallow. So it starts out like this, the stored tallow with all the stuff in it. You melt it, go through the process of cleaning it, you get this, and then you're ready to store it, and it will turn out like this. Thank you everybody for watching. Please leave any comments you have below. We've seen different videos of this on YouTube, and I know mine differs from theirs a little bit with the recipe and the timing. I've tried less cornstarch and more water, and that took a lot longer, and it wasn't as clean. This is what we found works for us, so let us know what works for you if you try this recipe. Please click the like and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. Have a great day, and thank you for watching. Bye!